My dear Jane, you cannot imagine how happy I was when I got your letter. It showed me that I really have some real friends who think on me also in bad times.
Marianne Winter, a teenager in Vienna, was writing to her pen pal, Jane Bomberger, who lived in the United States.
I am sure you follow the papers. Facts are that we have to emigrate under every circumstances.
Jews like Marianne and her family were suddenly encountering daily harassment and persecution. Nazi Germany had annexed Marianne's home country earlier that year. The move was overwhelmingly popular with the majority of the Austrian people. Thousands gathered in the streets to welcome the unopposed arrival of Hitler and the German army. While many cheered, Jews were subjected to numerous restrictions on daily life and to public humiliation. In one such incident, Marianne and her mother were stopped in the street and forced to scrub the floor of a barracks. Faced with increasing persecution, the Winter family was desperate to escape. Jane Bomberger lived in Pennsylvania, where her father worked as a builder. Jane had never met Marianne in person. She picked Marianne's name randomly from a list at a campfire girls' meeting. By the time Marianne asked for help getting out of Europe, the pen pals had exchanged letters for 3 years, sharing details about their lives and families.
Now I ask you, my dear, if it would be possible for you to get a connection with any rich man who would be able to give us an affidavit. Of course, I know that you and your family have not the money to claim for us, but it is sad to say that we have no one in USA.
Fleeing the Nazis and getting into the United States was far from easy. Most immigrants had to get an affidavit of financial support from an American sponsor, plus many different documents. One missing or expired document could mean starting the process all over again. Nearly 140,000 people in Germany and Austria were on the waiting list to receive U.S. visas. Despite these challenges, and although the two families had never met, the Bombergers agreed to sponsor the Winters.
My dear, dearest Jane, you cannot imagine how we felt after having received your letter an hour ago. We could not believe that there are such people who really are so kind and to help us.
In August 1938, their situation became unbearable, and the Winters fled Vienna to live with relatives in Prague, Czechoslovakia. There, the U.S. consulate initially denied their visa application because Joseph Bomberger's affidavit of support listed the Winter family as friends instead of relatives. Fearing the Nazis would invade Czechoslovakia, Marianne's father, Max, wrote to Joseph Bomberger for additional help. Without hesitation, Joseph sent more income statements to prove he could support the Winters financially.
I thank you again and again for everything you are doing just now for us, and what you did the whole time.
After reviewing the new documents, the U.S. consulate in Prague finally issued their immigration visas. The Winters set sail from Italy on January 6, 1939, on the SS Conte di Savoia. After a long voyage, they were greeted by Jane and her father upon their arrival in New York City. The family stayed at the Bombergers' home for a brief time before moving to a nearby apartment. Marianne's family sought to help other refugees, but leaving Nazi-occupied territory became increasingly difficult, especially after the war began later that year.